Hi everybody, just wanted to do a quick video because I was just chatting to a loyal customer and I'd posted a before and after picture on my personal wall, and she had said underneath it, these wraps make no difference, and she had 12 wraps. She hadn't used all the 12 wraps, she just had them in stock. She'd used a few that are one wrap, I think, or two. So anyway, I privately messaged her. I said, hey, what's happened with your wraps? Really sorry I haven't been, in touch much over Christmas because obviously with the house fire and everything else, so I haven't been able to keep on top of my loyal customers as much as possible. And she said, well, I used a wrap or two, I think it was, and I didn't see any difference. And I said, can you show me your pics, hon? And she said, oh, I don't have them, but there definitely wasn't a difference. I was like, okay, have you still got wraps? And she said, yeah, I did the 3 boxes, so I still have loads of wraps left. I said, well, can you start wrapping again, and then send me your pictures so I can monitor your progress? I said, and that way I can see exactly what's happening and I can see how I can help you. So thankfully she decided to go ahead and keep wrapping again. I know from experience that it's very, very rare that there's absolutely no difference when somebody wraps. Very, very rare, and it's normally for other reasons. So she wrapped again and she said I couldn't see any difference, and I pointed out the differences from the before and after. She was like, she's done a couple more wraps, and so as each time, every 3 days, I'm messaging her, send me your pictures. Just on her 4th wrap, and she said, I still can't see any difference. Well, I've lost an inch, and so this is only in a month. I've lost an inch, but I still can't see any difference. When I put her actual pictures side by side from the first one to the 4th one, and I pointed out what was happening was she was losing volume in her mummy tummy, so it was looking saggier because what was happening was she was losing volume first, so it actually looked like it was dropping. So she was concentrating on the sag, and she that's why she couldn't see a difference. In her mind, she couldn't see a difference. And I said, well, you see, what happens with some people is the fat cells, if you imagine them emptying, so you've got a balloon and you're slowly letting the air out of the balloon, it actually is flaccid and it sags. Okay, so some people, what you'll see is a reduction in volume before you actually see the lift. In a lot of people, you'll see the lift first, and that's quite noticeable for them because they're looking at the sag. That's the bit they hate. So when they see a difference in the lift, then they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. So my point is, it's really important to get good at looking at before and after photos and spotting the difference. And that's our job. Okay, and you're not going to be good at it straight away. That's why it's really important. I know some of my newbies have been sending me the before and after pictures because they can't see a difference, and I can see the difference. When I point it out, they're like, oh, okay, I can see that. I can tell that to the lady. So that's quite an important explanation as well, because you do see that in some people where the ingredients just seem to concentrate on emptying the fat cells first and then the lifting. And for some people, you see the lift first. Now, for some people, imagine if you had a saggy tummy, a flat-ish saggy tummy, very much loose skin. When you see the lift, it can actually increase the diameter initially before that lift all gets sucked back in. So you have to get good at that as well. So if they are the ones that are looking at just the diameter, the circumference, they might think, I look bigger. And if you then point out, okay, it's lifted from there, so therefore the diameter might look a bit bigger initially, they'll be like, oh, okay. And obviously then it's important to manage expectations and say, a lot of this doesn't happen overnight, getting, in this way overnight. So that's why we do a course of wraps, because we want to gradually return it back to how it is. We want to heal the skin, so the stretch marks and sagginess and all that elastin and collagen is broken down. We want to heal that skin. And so that takes time. It takes 8 weeks to heal a broken bone, and that's a fresh break. You're getting to it straight away. So, if you're doing something or working on something that's been there for years, it's going to take a bit of time. So it depends on how healthy the person is, how good their circulation is to the area, how toxic their diet is, things like that. So if you're working on something that's been there for years, it's going to take a little bit of time. But if you manage their expectations, they're going to be really happy. So that lady now, I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for showing me that. And I shared results of my friend Robin, who couldn't see any results for herself until wrap 5. I could see the results all the time. She was one of those ones that the volume was emptying before it actually started to lift, but she just kept thinking, these are not working. Every time I wrapped her, she went, I can't really see a difference, you know. And only for I was so confident at that stage and was telling her there was a difference. She still thought I was crazy, like I was trying to convince her of something like the Emperor's New Clothes, you know. She still thought I was crazy. But then at wrap 5 she went, oh my god, yeah. I went, and she continued to wrap, and at wrap 7 is when it started to actually lift. So it's really, really important that you manage people's expectations. You get really good at showing them how to spot the difference. If you can't see the difference, message your upline or a sideline or somebody that's wrapped a lot of people, because it's quite often not that there isn't a difference, it's just that you can't see it yet because you haven't experienced wrapping enough people. Okay, so if you want to share any pictures in the comments of, you know, ones like this where you found a hard spot a difference and then you could, that would be really helpful so people can get used to spotting a subtle difference as well. And obviously if you have any questions, message me too.